Hi, my name's Iris, and I'm the co-founder and creative director of Everybody World. We launched about a year and a half ago, and our company focuses on sustainable fashion, home goods, and textiles, ethical manufacturing, and above all else, creativity. This is my business partner, Carolina. She's on holiday, so I thought it only fair that I put a giant picture of her up on the stage with me. She would love it. No, she would be mortified. So we met about 18 years ago now. We worked together at American Apparel, and this woman designed the very first American Apparel logo at a Kinko's on Sunset Boulevard in the year 2000. And she ran the graphics division and the kids division. I was the creative director at American Apparel for about 11 years. We left in 2015 when the brand was bought by Gildan, and the LA factory that we worked at that employed about 3,500 workers who were our colleagues and friends for a very long time were let go. The factory was closed and it was moved offshore. When that happened, two things immediately happened right after, which was, first, our phones started ringing with calls from garment workers, small factories, local suppliers saying, hey, do you have any work? We're dying here. Our entire workflow was just cut off. And we also got a lot of calls from people saying, okay, so what's next? Where do we get our t-shirts? A lot of people built their businesses using the blanks of that company. So we looked at each other and said, well, we know how to make t-shirts. We've got years of manufacturing experience. We've got suppliers calling us, knitters, yarn vendors, sewers, dye houses calling us, wanting work. Why don't we just put something together? And then we said, but after working in a factory for so long, where at our peak we were making about 1 million garments a week, just less than a mile from here, we know so much about the pitfalls of manufacturing, and as everyone that's in here knows, and the reason why we're all here at this conference is the enormous amount of waste that's a part of it, and also the problems that are inherent in the retail model, the old retail model. So, we said, look, if we have to do things the same, if we're going to get back into this business, how can we do it without being a part of the problem? How can we approach this from a new angle and really say, okay, what can we change to make this business model work for all of the parties that are involved with it, from the owners of the company to the workers to the planet. And after quite a few months of debate and discussion and really thinking about what mattered to us in the apparel industry, we summed up our principles to 3 core themes. Workers. So the backbone of our knowledge, the backbone of everything that we're wearing, every single person in here today is really, and the people that work the hardest in this industry, I would say, are garment workers. And they work the hardest, they're paid the least, generally speaking, and not only are they garment workers, they're individual human beings just like us. They have girlfriends and boyfriends and car payments and favorite nail polish colors and favorite songs, and there's a very rich life that's attached to every single person that's behind a machine, and that's very important to us. It's something that was ingrained in us working in a factory in LA, and it's something that's really stuck with us. So all of our manufacturing for Everybody World is done at this time in the United States. Most of it is made in Los Angeles, which means that everyone is making about at least the LA minimum wage, which is about $12.50 an hour at this point. And as we explore collaborating with people from other countries, there's some great techniques in Mexico. There are interesting techniques in parts of Africa that we're interested in exploring. We are very committed to really researching and understanding what is a living wage, not what is the going wage, not what is the the average or the minimum wage. What is a real wage that makes sense in the context of the people that are making the goods, where they live, and also in the context of where we're selling the goods. So the next thing that is part of our three core themes is ecology. Ecology we think of as kind of the environment we think of as sort of our silent business partner. This is someone who has provided every single resource we can possibly imagine, and but doesn't have a voice. And this is one of the reasons why our environment is just exploited all day long, over and over again. And wow, only 2 minutes left. Jeez. Okay, ecology. Ideas. So it really comes down to valuing ideas and valuing the people that come up with the ideas. We want to make sure that the people that conceive these conceived products have great ideas for new textiles, they're compensated and taken care of, and that's something that's extremely important to us. So we took all of those concepts, and we invented our first product, which is the trash tea. The trash tea is made from this. This is not trash exactly, but it's waste. This is cotton waste from one of the largest yarn companies in the world. This particular yarn company is based in the south of the United States, and they have about 500,000 pounds of waste a week that looks like that. So the typical stream for this is that it either goes to a landfill or it's kind of cleaned and upcycled into cotton balls, Q-tips, that sort of thing. What we decided to do is figure out how to turn that waste into yarn and make it into a new t-shirt. So I'm going to show you a little video, I hope we have time, which is how yarn is made. Cotton is from farms in the south. It's all U.S. grown, and basically through this entire process, small short fibers are coming off, and that's what ends up and it comes off and it gets mixed with the dirt and the twigs and the leaves from the cotton plant, and that's what we're collecting to make our t-shirts out of. Factory that you're seeing here, this is an incredible company, but it's a hyper-efficient, evolved factory in the sense that they've invested about $1 billion over the last few years in getting as technologically advanced as they are. And they have about 45 plants in the States. So if we do the math on that, there's, at this one plant, 500,000 pounds of waste a week. A t-shirt, look how much waste that is. A t-shirt is a half pound of cotton. So at American Apparel, we were making about 1 million t-shirts a week. That means that if we just do the quick math, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that one could consume all of the waste stream at this major factory. And imagine if they're so efficient, imagine if they have this much waste, how much waste is happening at every stage of the manufacturing process, and what could possibly be done if we were to intervene in some way. So what we do with this is we've created a wholesale business, and the wholesale business focuses on reasonably priced, eco and worker-friendly basics, which we would love to have be the foundation for all kinds of businesses and individuals for their own ventures. We love being in factories. We love making long-lasting products and things that people can wear a lifetime, but that eventually will biodegrade after it's through its life cycle. These are a few examples of what we've made. It didn't play, but that's okay. That's a jacket. There's a lot of other stuff. This is a video. It's not playing either. So, oh, there it is. It's not playing here, but it's playing there. Sorry, guys. I'm new to this thing. So these are the things we've made. We've worked with all kinds of interesting people, and what's beautiful is that we're really seeing that people from all industries are embracing the trash tea. They're embracing something that in the beginning we didn't know if it would work. We didn't know if people would appreciate it. We didn't know if they would like the concept of the trash tea, but they did, and that's really what we've built our business on. So the next slide that I'll show you is a video, and this gets into the other part of our business. So aside from doing merch and ethical kind of wholesale basics for people, we also have a line that we sell, a consumer line that we sell on our website, and it's called the Contributor Collection, and each product is designed by an individual who is not a designer. So I'm going to introduce you to Prakash, who is one of our designers.
My name is Prakash Gopichand. I'm from India originally. I play chess almost every day, and I love the spirit of playing chess. Whether I lose or win, I just enjoy it. My main thing is spirituality. The essence, I find, is all in one. So I design some clothes, making sweatpants. I like the feel of it. That's the main thing.
So Prakash is one of about 25 people that we've selected to work with to design our contributor collection. And this really becomes the R&D point for our business, where we go to someone like Dolores on the top left, who's a retired nurse and school teacher, and we said, Dolores, what's the one piece that's missing in your wardrobe? She said, you know, I'd really love an affordable jersey top and jersey skirt that I can wear in 50 different ways. So we worked with her to develop a wrap skirt and a wrap top that we sell for $45 each. She receives 10% of the sales of the product, and we commit to that product for an entire year, which allows us to give it the time that it needs to get through the fashion life cycle, which, as we know, is extremely short, which has a lot to do with why there's so much overproduction and waste. So we've worked with all these very interesting people, and it leads us to new ways of manufacturing. This is a collaboration that we did with someone called Felix Berrichter. He is an architect and a publisher. He has a magazine called Pinup. And he came to us and said, okay, so my product is towels. I want to make towels. We decided to look into how to make the towels. The factories that we knew would be a little bit too cost prohibitive. So we went a different route. We said, what if we approached this from a waste perspective again? So we came to the Ace Hotel and we said, hey, what do you guys do with all your towels? We know you must be getting rid of a lot of towels. Maybe it's on a weekly basis, a monthly basis. And they said, oh my God, we have so many towels and they're so expensive and they're so beautiful, but because of regulations, there's really nothing we can do with them at this point. So if you want them, you can have them. And we said, oh my God, that's incredible. So they started collecting all of these towels from all of their properties. They send them to us in LA. We worked on this project where we basically dye, cut, and repatchwork the towels. And what's beautiful is that this waste stream now is an entirely new life for a new set of people to enjoy. And it's created also a revenue stream for the contributor and our business and the factories that are involved with it. And this collaboration has been so successful that we're continuing it with the ACE, and now we're collecting all of their linens from their properties, and we're working on a travel-centric collection where we can make new textiles completely from waste. And our thought is, if this can work, and if we can make t-shirts from trash, and we can make towels from things that were being thrown away, and if we can do all these things, who's to say that we can't get into post-consumer waste? We think that there's incredible opportunity in that realm too, and we would be really interested to see what happens. But it's not something that we can do on our own. This is something where, you know, we're learning as we go. This is all an experiment for us. We know a lot about manufacturing, but we don't know everything about upcycling or recycling or you know, the different techniques and processes. So at this point, we're opening our doors to scientists in large factories and small factories, creatives, students, operations people, engineers, anyone that has an idea about how to take waste streams and turn it into a renewable, a viable new resource, we're interested in talking to. Full circle, we're back to Carolina with our very first product, the trash tea. And that's it. I really thank you for your time and appreciate everyone coming today.